Heidi-ho neighbors, Rado Goji here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red version. When we last left off, I said that I was going to off-screen getting some Pokeballs from a scientist back at the lab, but I was thinking of other games. They don't actually give you free Pokeballs in this game, so we have to buy our own from the Pokemart, which is fine. They're not too expensive, 200 a pop. So I'm going to buy 5 Pokeballs. I'm actually going to go ahead and buy 10 antidotes. Antidotes cure poison, which basically, if you get poisoned, then that means you take damage every turn. And even if you clear the, basically clear the battle, poison will remain after battle and will do damage to you every other turn, every other step you take. It'll take do 1 hit point of damage. So it's a good idea to have antidotes on you. They also have paralyze heals and burn heals there, which are good for curing paralysis and burns. Paralysis will cut down your Pokemon's speed while they're paralyzed and make it so that, every so often they can't actually attack. Also, there's burns, and burns will cut down your Pokemon's attack and damage them every turn like poison does. But it doesn't hurt you outside of battle, if I remember correctly. There's also sleep, which basically makes them not do anything for however many turns, and that's cured by awakenings. There's also being frozen, which is done by certain ice type moves, and that makes it so that your Pokemon can't do anything. Okay. Before I get back to that, this is Spearow. Spearow is a Pokemon that we're going to be getting. This is actually another take that I did because I went around in this grassy area looking for Spearow, and all that came up were Rattatas and Nidorans. I didn't mean to use Tackle, I meant to use Bubble. Oh, that's right, he didn't level up yet. Pretty much the other 2 takes that I did, he leveled up right away because he ran into something he could just, destroy. In this case, though, because when he levels up, he's going to learn Bubble. But for right now, he's just going to be able to use Tackle, and this is going to be a pain. I may not come out of this alive, folks. Maybe if he uses Growl enough. Basically, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and try to use a Pokeball now. You have to get them down, damage them enough in order for the Pokeballs to actually be effective. And I guess I should show off the Pokedex. Yes, we want to give a nickname to Spearow. The main reason I say that, the first take, caught a Spearow, forgot to name him. Second take, never ran into a Spearow for 10 minutes. So we're going to name him Harold. And let's see if pushing start. Yep, there's Harold the Spearow. He's a normal flying type. I'm going to go ahead and he has Peck and Growl. Peck is actually a flying type move. And because he's of the flying type, he gets Stab, or same type attack bonus. And basically what that does, it gives him a 50% bonus to... It gives any Pokemon that uses a move that is the same type as them, gets a 50% attack bonus to that move. So when Captain Floofers learns Bubble, that's of a water type. That's a water type move. So, it'll give him a 50% attack bonus to Bubble when he uses it, because Squirtle's a water type, and so is the Bubble move. Now, the main reason I'm going back here, this isn't kind of an optional area right now. This is Route 22, as opposed to Route 2, which is where we want to go to continue the story. But there's an optional battle with our rival here. Actually, I do want to level up a bit. This is something I'm mainly going to be doing off-screen. But I figure I'll show you, just kind of give you a taste of what's to come for me off-screen. Also, just to show off some Pokemon that we're not normally going to be able to see. This is a Nidoran. It's a Poison-type Pokemon. There are actually 2 different kinds of Nidorans. This is Nidoran male, and there's also Nidoran female. They're both available in each version, and by each version I mean red and blue. However, Nidoran male are much more prevalent in the red version than Nidoran female. In the red version, Nidoran female are very rare, so it's a very slim chance that we're actually going to see them in this video, whereas Nidoran male are all over the place. In the blue version, however, you're going to find a hell of a lot of female Nidorans, and Nidoran males are very rare. When we get to the Viridian Forest, which is basically the next major area we're going to, we might see some Caterpie, and we're definitely going to see some Weedle, which are basically the two Caterpillar Pokemon we were talking about to that NPC before. Weedle is very prevalent in the red version, while Caterpie is very rare in the red version, but it's the inverse in blue. You're going to see a lot of Caterpie and almost no Weedles. There's also a Pokemon that we're going to be capturing in the Viridian Forest, and that Pokemon is Pikachu. Pikachu is probably... Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to find things to say while we're doing this. We're going to probably talk about it later too. But Pikachu is going to be an electric-type Pokemon that's basically going to be a placeholder for another electric-type we're going to be getting later. Everyone knows Pikachu. Pikachu is the poster child for Pokemon. It's the Pokemon that Ash got in the anime. It's basically the Pokemon mascot. However, as a Pokemon, I don't like it. I don't like it as much compared to other electric types. But it is going to be fairly useful in some of the upcoming battles for the time being, so I'm just going to hold on to the Pikachu until we get Jolteon, which is another electric type that's a lot better than Pikachu. Let's at least get Floofers to level 9, because I'm fairly sure that when we fight Lenny, it's going to be a bit of a tougher battle. Okay, not necessarily, actually. Remember, Lenny actually picked Bulbasaur as his starter, so we actually have our Spearow has Peck, which is a flying-type move, so that's going to have an advantage against Bulbasaur. I didn't think about that. But we've been seeing some Pokemon we haven't seen yet. Spearow, Rattata, Nidoran. Rattata is a normal-type Pokemon. They do appear on Route 1, but for whatever reason, we just haven't been seeing them. Also, Captain Floofers is level 9 now. Also, something I should point out about if you're leveling up Pokemon, I usually put out the one, because the Pokemon are in a list like this. If we do like this and switch them, that means Harold goes out first. I'm going to keep it at Captain Floofers for now, yeah, when I actually do leveling off screen, that's how I'm pretty much going to be doing it. Or if I know what Pokemon is coming and I know that I need to have Harold out first, then I'll switch him and have Harold out first. I'm not going to be looking at a guide for, like, what Pokemon battles are coming up with certain trainers. Pretty much all of this, a lot of this is going to come from memory, unless there are specific items that I want to find. I'll look, because I have a strategy guide right here that I can look up at any time, and that's what I was reading off the types before. But for the most part, I'm not going to be looking at a guide unless I'm stuck for whatever reason, or if I'm trying to find a specific item. I'm actually not going to look at the trainers and what they have. Although that is very useful. I mean, a lot of these trainers, I know what they're going to have based off of memory. I've played through this game at least 10 times in my childhood, and some of them stick. Like, there's a guy who has an east of Computer City, as we'll see, who has an Ekans, and I particularly remember that Ekans being a pain in the ass. There's Lenny. Hey, Rado, you're going to Pokemon League? Forget it, you probably don't have any badges. The guard won't let you through. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? Let's find out, X-Men. Ha ha ha! Yeah, he sends out his Pidgey first, which is actually level 9. So, our Squirtle should be more than a match for it, at least very evenly matched. Fun fact, Gust is actually, while it is a flying type move in later installments, for whatever reason it's actually a normal type attack here. Also, Pidgey has Sand Attack. is a normal type move in this, ground type move later on, that actually affects our accuracy. So it's actually going to take our accuracy down and make it so that our attacks will miss. I normally soldier on and push through it as much as I can, because it doesn't affect it every time. But it can especially be a pain in the ass in this game because the accuracy is kind of glitched. Even moves that have 100% accuracy on them can miss, even if they're not affected by... Because normally in later games, they're not going to be affected... like, stuff that's 100% accurate, it's not going to miss unless it's affected by stuff like Sand Attack. Harold's going to die, probably. Oh, no! So, but because they both participated in that battle with that Pokemon, the experience points was split up between them. So normally it would have given us 102. Like, let's say if Captain Flu first finished it off, it would have given 102 to Captain Flu first. But because I decided to pull back and pull Harold out, it gave 51 to both of them. I'm actually going to soldier on with Bulbasaur here. I don't know what... Okay, he's only level 8. But as you can see, we're going to do a lot of damage. His Bulbasaur knows Leech Seed, though, so that might be a bit of a problem. What Leech Seed does is at the end of every attack, or at the end of every turn, it's going to take some HP away from my Pokemon and give it to him. However, it's not doing a lot, so I'm not too worried. I thought it would be more of a problem than it was, but he decided not to use Tackle at all. So he gave a nice boost of XP to Harold here. Aw, you just lucked out. And we get some money for winning, too. I heard Pokemon League has many tough trainers. I have to figure out how to get past them. You should quit dawdling and get a move on. Okay. Also insert Gary Mother Effin' Oak jokes at your leisure. It's a fairly popular meme, but I'm not gonna get too much into it. So yeah, that was good for some experience. And we got a Spearow, which was the main reason to go there, but, you know, experience and money is never bad. I just wish that I could buy some potions. I only have one potion, and that might be a problem later on. So I decided to use one potion on Route 1. But anyway... yeah, Old Man has had his coffee. He's actually a guy you can talk to find out how to catch Pokemon. But, because I kind of explained it to you, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. There's actually I think there's a potion this way. There's like a special hidden potion that you can get if you examine this tree. There is. Okay. There is a special item finder thing that we'll get later that can actually point out these hidden items. But I'm not going to worry too much about getting that right now, because it's going to be still a good long while before we do get it. So let's head on to trainer tips. Yeah, pro tip. Get more people in your party. It'll make it easier. Yeah, Route 2 goes from Viridian City to Pewter City, but there is the Viridian Forest in the middle of it, too. I'm not really going to catch any Pokemon here. At the very least, as far as training goes, like as we run into Pokemon and we level up, I will get Flufers up to level 10, and then I'm going to start leveling up Harold, because it's a lot easier to get rid of the bug, because we're going to be seeing a lot of bug-type Pokemon, which are weak to flying-type moves. So it's going to be a little easier to level up Harold in this environment. Also, Weedle and Caterpie do show up on Route 2, as do Pidgey. But actually, let's go ahead and stop here, because we're almost at time. And when we come back, we will enter the Viridian Forest and see what we can find there. I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?